So, chapter 347 is out. I know I'm a little late. I apologize for that. I had a very eventful weekend and then I've been pretty busy the past week. But as everybody guessed, Isagi and Rin, didn't perform. They didn't get the goal, which I'm pretty sure anybody with like a brain could have guessed by them not scoring by the end of chapter 346. So, due to them not scoring off there, you can already just take the guess that they weren't going to score in the next game. Or not in the next game, in the next chapter, right? But, right, I'm here to just break down and discuss just the conclusion of the game and how it went and how this will affect the future of the manga, of course, right? And I think the funniest thing about this ending or this conclusion is that for some reason, we're still in a place in the manga where it's like this shock that our main character can lose. Like because I did go back and read and Isagi actually has not lost a game in a while. It's been since second selection since he's lost. Of course, this loss is making it, it is breaking a streak, but since second selection, he literally has not lost a game. This has been his first loss since first selection. I do think that's pretty important going forward, with how Isagi will react to this loss and how the rest of the team will react to this loss. I do just think in general, most of the blame will probably get put mostly on Isagi because he is supposed to be that team captain, that type of role, right? But but after it's put in words at the end of the chapter, it's made very clear to us that it wasn't just the players itself that had failed, but it was the philosophy in general that had ended up kind of giving up on that. But it was more of the philosophy in general that kind of led to their downfall, right? Because due to the fact that everybody on Blue Lock is trying for their own goal till the last second of the game, that then conflicts with their own teammates' goals and things of that manner, right? And again, the best example we can use is the current example we have put in front of us, which is Isagi and Ren. Isagi wanted to score the last goal of the game, and on top of that, Ren had wanted to get back at Isagi for not passing him the ball. Again, insane fact that we're regressing his character, Kenshiro. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, mind you guys, the reason why I'm so frustrated by this isn't actually because like I'm truly that upset that they're like fully regressing his character. I'm extremely upset by this because if he can't control his impulses, then that little argument I use of him being able to control his impulses now he's better than Sai, that shit literally means absolutely nothing. That shit literally that argument means absolutely nothing if I can't get that across. So, I mean, it'll be pretty cool if Ren could, like control his impulses and we, didn't have to do this like every single time we talked or thought about destroyer mode. That would be like insanely great, like amazing, right? But unfortunately, it seems like we can't get that, right? And this is just me venting a little bit. But the chapter itself was pretty high stakes and pretty good. It was a good turning point for the manga in general to see them play against a actual world class good ass team that gave them belt. To be fair, I'm gonna be honest, because even if Isagi did score that goal, I'm not gonna lie, they probably still could have lost. Hugo could have just sent one of those passes to Loki, and it would have just been GG's from kickoff, right? But yeah, no, I do think that people have been coming out of this game calling Loki a fraud, like Loki didn't do much. It's very clear that this was not supposed to be Loki's game to do anything. It was clearly Hugo's game. It was Hugo's spotlight. That's why Charles and Loki kind of took a back seat. Although they still did score and did do things, they took a back seat when it came to like being the actual apex of the team. Like Hugo was clearly the new character to be introduced. He was clearly that guy to be put on the stage. And honestly, by the community's reactions and just how the fans are perceiving him, I think Kenshiro did a pretty good job at fleshing out this character in the span of like what 20 or 30 chapters to the point where we're like, okay, we can't wait to see Hugo again, and we can't wait to see these characters that we keep getting introduced to. I think Shiro does an exceptional job at introducing these characters that we probably won't see for like 50% of the manga. But he'll introduce these characters and he'll get us very attached to them, like Kaiser or Lorenzo. He'll get us very attached to them and then not show them to us for an extremely long time. So then when we see them again, we are very hyped to just like be in their presence. Like it just brings up the entire state of the manga and the popularity every time they get brought back. Like the character designs and just the characters in general in Blue Lock are just insanely cool, and I think Keiichiro does a really good job at that. The game itself, I think it's a pretty good way to progress the U20 World Cup arc without it getting repetitive. Like they're not just breezing by, or they're not just absolutely getting destroyed as well. Again, as much as they did get mopped by France, it's not as bad as everybody thought it was going to be. Everybody, me included, was going into this game saying, oh yeah, this shit is 4-0, this shit is 5-0, this shit is 6-0. So clearly enough, it's not that big of a gap to the point where it's like, okay, it's not like you guys can't do anything. You just aren't good enough to beat this team. But it's not like they're not like good enough individually to just like not be able to score or get a bucket on them at least like once or twice, right? But just in general, chapter 347 and 346 for that matter was very entertaining. It was pretty good to say the least. I think Loki being the one to end the game and score a brace on them, like, you know, just the second brace of the series, you score a brace on them and then you just say, oh, that's easy, like that's light work. So thank God for Keiichiro fleshing out the obvious fact that I thought everybody was getting, that France is not fully trying out on this team, or at least not the entirety of France. Loki is not trying. That little yawn, that's not just him being cocky. Loki is not perspired this entire game, by the way. Like he is not sweat. By the way, hate using sweat scaling, but again, if I'm gonna be real, not sweating the full 90 minutes again is a feat in itself, because that means that you're not exerting that much physical capacity to actually be like really, you know, damn, like I'm getting tired, like shit like that, right? Like it gets to a point where we're just like, dang, what are the real limits and depths of Loki's gameplay? Like, right? Like you sit back and you're just watching him, you're just like, whoa, bro, Loki, tap in, bro. Please tap tap in with us. Show us what your limits are, bro. But that's pretty much just all. I just really wanted to go over with you guys, just like my thoughts about the chapter and how I was feeling like coming into the end of it. Your daily recurring dose of videos will be coming back. I know this video might seem a little bit off, but that's because I'm easing back into things, you know, learning the ropes again. But you will be getting a collab in a new video sooner down this week with, you know, the dynamic duo on this channel. We already know who his name is. There's no need to speak his name into existence. But you guys should get that next week, or, you know, at the latest the week before. But you guys definitely will get a video like next week, like maybe within like 2 days, honestly, if I'm feeling like really spicy. But I hope you guys subscribe and like, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.